y'all, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Katie, aka Action Jackson, back with another video. As y'all can see by the title, today we're gonna be doing a little Q&A on my new job. Well, it's not really that new. I started a couple months ago, but it's essentially new to me. And every time I tell somebody what I do or where I work, I get a bunch of questions. So what I did was I posted on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, what are you doing? I posted on my Instagram and I asked everybody to just like ask me their questions or like what they think about being a nurse at a jail, because that is what I do. And I got some really good questions, so we're going to answer them right now. Like I said, if you are not following me on Instagram, head over to there and follow me here. Also follow me on TikTok, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can see all my next uploads. So I have pretty much all of the questions on my phone right here, so I'm just going to read them off. So if you've been subscribed to me for a minute, you will know by now that I am a registered nurse. And I do work in corrections now, which is really just like a cute way of saying jail, baby. It's jail, okay? I got started in this. Actually, I started a corrections job in like January of 2023. And that was the same exact time that I started travel nursing. And it was just too much. So I ended up picking travel over corrections nursing. And I never really like continued. I did like 2 shifts. And at that jail, because it's a different one than the one I work at now. At that jail, I literally didn't do one med pass. I didn't do nothing. They had me in booking because that's where all the registered nurses work usually. All the LPNs, they have them do med pass and stuff like that. But like to actually assess people and treat people, they have the registered nurses do that. So like I didn't really get a whole full type of like experience, I feel like. And just like as a brief kind of little review, I started November 5th. I only remember that because it's my little brother's birthday. So from November 5th to now, that's almost about 4 months of work. So I feel like I got a little bit of a handle on my basic duties. Like I'm still learning more and more as the day goes on. Like you're not going to feel set in a position, a new position, until like probably a year into it. But I feel like I got like my feet wet. I kind of know what I'm doing, you know. So just to give like a basic review of like my time there, overall I like it. I don't really do much. I mean, I don't want to like belittle my job because I'm still, you know, helping people and getting people what they need, but it is a jail, so it is very like limited in like obviously if something happens to somebody, I can't go and get an IV pump and hook them up. Like it's jail, you got to go to the hospital. So it is pretty limited in what we can do, and a lot of things we can't give to them or like have, you know, sitting out. Like obviously I can't just have needles and shit sitting around or laying around in the jail. Like there's not much like crazy high-tech medical equipment. So I am limited in what I'm doing compared to like working at a hospital. So that's why I'm saying it's like I don't do much, because working at a jail and working on a med-surg floor, which is what I came from, you're literally in night shift at that. So you have an increased patient load. You're literally running around like a chicken with no head. So it's a lot slower pace. Obviously there's more things that come with it. And it's a little bit more like you gotta like watch out, keep your head, like keep your eyes open, keep your head on a swivel type. But like difficulty wise, this is like one of the easiest jobs I've ever had. And everybody that I work with is really nice, honestly. Like it's a really good team of people. Everybody is cool. Nobody has a problem helping the next person out. Like even, especially with me being like new, I feel like I have a lot of questions and nobody is ever like weird or mean about it. Everybody's pretty cool. Like I joke around with pretty much everybody there. And it's never like a bad shift. Like I've never had like a shift where I'm just like, oh my God, I fucking hate it. And even if I like hate it, it wasn't the people, it was like emergencies and things that happen, you know. So personally, I feel like I'm gonna stay there for a long time. And I work PRN. If you know me, you know I don't like people telling me what to do. I don't like being told that I have to go to work. Like, so I work PRN, but I pick up a lot. I technically only have to work 4 times a month, but I'll work 3 times a week. Like I'll work a full-time schedule with a PRN position just so I can pick when I'm there. I can wake up and say like, oh, I'm gonna go to work today. Or like they'll text me when somebody calls in and it's like, oh, okay, cool. I'll take that shift. I'll take that shift. I'll take that shift. But I just don't like making my schedule a month in advance is crazy. Telling me that I have to work these days, weeks in advance. Like, you don't know how I'm feeling that week. You don't know if I'm even want to go to work that week. So I like that I can just do what I want. So now we're going to get into the actual questions, y'all. My first question is my friend being funny. I'm not going to tell y'all that I'm not going to tell y'all who asked anything else. But this is just Ryan fucking playing around. Talking about how many thingies do I see in a day. And I really want to let y'all know, like, it actually, like, shocked me to, like, some of the men be nasty. Like, honestly, there's really no way or rhyme or reason around it. Like, I'm trying not to be offensive, but, like, for you to just see, like, a woman coming in just, like, whip it out, like, that's nasty. You don't got no damn home training. But it's not a daily thing. I don't want to say it's a daily thing. It has happened a few times since I started working there, and it usually mostly happens with people who I would say are, like, mentally ill or have, like, mental issues and can't really control themselves. That's the only time I'm going to excuse it, because it's like, I truly don't know if you even know what you're doing. So it's like, I don't take offense to it. But there are some people who are fully there and are just, yeah, they just do whatever the fuck they want. Don't piss me off. My next question is, what has being a nurse in a jail taught you? Honestly, and I said this, like, when I first started working there, it really has just taught me to, like, okay, yes, hear me out. There are some people that are in jail for, like, crazy ass shit, like inexcusable shit. But I have met so many people who, like, they just got arrested for, like, something so small and so petty, and, like, they're dead ass just, like, in there for months. And one thing it taught me is that I never want to fucking go to jail. That's one. But two is that, like, you can't be so, like, mean and hard on people just because of the position that they're in at this exact moment in their life. Like, just because I'm in jail right now does not mean that you could just, like, call me all kind of names or just, like, be an asshole to me just because you feel like I'm in jail, I don't have no rights right now. Or I might have fucked up that one day, but that don't mean, like, I'm this terrible fucking person that you have to treat, like, with, like, disrespect and just be, like, rude to. Like, bro, they're already in fucking jail. And when I tell y'all, like, jail is not nowhere I would survive. No bullshit. Like, working there has truly made me think about, like, how I would react in certain situations. Or, you know how, like, y'all see people go through stuff and you be like, man, if that was me, I would have did this and that, or I would have crashed out. Like, baby, my crash out's gone. I don't want to crash out ever after seeing the inside of that motherfucking jail. I don't. And that's not even, like, the worst jail. Like, there are some jail systems that are, like, disgustingly dirty and, like, horrible. Like, that's not even the worst of the worst. So it's like, to go in there and, like, just see, like, how they sleep, how they gotta shower with everybody. You get, like, one day out the week to shower. It's just so much. Like, it's so much from, like, actually getting there to get it. Like, it's just so much that I can't even dive into. It's just a lot. I just learned to be kind to people. Like, I try not to go in there with the attitude or, like, being rude to them. If they're still people. They're still people. My next question is, do you think not having your phone at work is helping you mentally, like, to unplug? Yes. So when I first walk into the jail, I have to lock my phone up. Like, before I even go to clock in, like, when I walk into the lobby where people come to get, like, visitation, I have to lock my phone up with the rest of my stuff. We can't take no metal in. We can't take no cans. We can't take no open bottles of liquid. Like, if I walk in there with my Stanley's full of water, they're going to make me pour it out. Like, we can't take shit. So we have to lock up, like, we can't take Kindles. We can't take phones. We can't take Apple Watches. We can't have nothing electronic with us while we're, like, in the actual jail around the inmates. And at first, I, like, really hated it. I mean, I still kind of hate it. And it's annoying because the officers get to keep their stuff inside in a different locker room. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. But I really hated it. Now it's really not that bad. Like, I bring a book to work. I work night shift most of the time, so I just bring a book to work and I be chilling. I listen to music, stuff like that. I don't really need my phone. It's just kind of like a habit. Like, especially this day and age, like, y'all know we addicted to these damn phones. We love TikTok. We love Instagram. We love all that stuff. So, like, at first it was like, damn, wish I had my phone, or like, damn, like I wonder who texted me, who called me, like. But to like mentally unplug, yes, definitely helps. I actually kind of like it now because I just leave my phone alone and then get to it at the end of the day. Sometimes I'll check it on break, but it's annoying to come back and check my phone because once I leave out, I have to come in and get like rescanned through this whole big metal detector thing. Like it's an annoying process, so I just kind of leave it most times. Next question is, how did I get into corrections nursing, and would you recommend it for RNs straight out of school? I got into it through a friend of mine who worked at the first jail that I worked at. That's how I got hired there. And then when I wanted to come back to it, I just went through like the whole process again, just went to the website. So it was a referral from a friend who already worked there. Would I recommend it to nurses who are just getting out of school? I would say no. I would say no, because when you're already graduating, there's already some level of anxiety and like nervousness because you are a nurse now. Combining that with the nervousness and anxiety of working around inmates, and the job is really not for everybody. That's really what I kind of need y'all to understand. Like, if you're if you frighten easily, not to say that it's scary, but there are scary times and scary situations. So if you frighten easily, or you will know if it's for you. And I will also say that personally, I feel like you should try to work at a hospital. I actually, let me scale it back. Let me take that back. Because I don't feel like you need to work at a hospital, but I feel like you should try other areas of nursing that would use your actual nursing skills. Because like I said, at the jail, it's very limited. So you may learn all that stuff in clinical, like setting up an IV pump and drip rate and all those things like that. And maybe like wound vac dressing changes, reconstituting meds, anything to do with the IV, or, you know, like IV insertion, or administering blood and things like that. Anything that like a hospital nurse would do, you're kind of set in that, and not even set in that. You've learned that. You haven't really practiced it that much besides in clinical. And then you're going to go to somewhere that does none of that. So you're not going to be practicing it at all, and you're more than likely going to lose it. I hate when people say you have to start at a hospital, but it is a really, really good way to get the skill, or like get the skills down pat, which is something that I feel like you should learn. Like, you should, just because if anything ever like happens, at least you have those skills to like fall back on. Somebody asked, what's the worst thing you've seen so far? Besides various like penises, I think. I think like I haven't seen anything crazy, obviously. Like, the officers are pretty good at their job. Like, they are good with like detaining stuff. I mean, not detaining stuff, containing stuff, and like making sure like nothing crazy happens. I mean, there are obviously fights sometimes, but for the most part, like, I haven't seen like somebody attack an officer or like crazy stuff like that. I have seen somebody get tased. I've seen somebody get tased and put in the restraint chair. Actually, like, the worst thing that kind of like actually like scared me a little bit was there was someone who came, and he was really, really young, and he got arrested for the first time, and he was kind of like freaking out, and he like started like slamming his head up against the wall, like I mean, like, slamming his fucking head up against the wall, y'all. Like, and I'm telling them, like, can y'all like go in there and get him before he give himself like put himself in a coma? Like, when I tell y'all, like, smack, 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 like over again, like he just like broke and just started. Yeah, that was probably like the worst thing. And I was like, what the fuck? And then that's probably worse, other than like other people's privates, you know. Somebody asked, are you scared? I don't really, like I said, I don't scare easy. I'm never alone with an inmate. I'm never like locked in a cell, or like, they teach you all of that. Like, you don't go nowhere without an officer. We don't move without an officer. And baby, you don't have to teach me that no way, because I'm going to walk with the person that has the weapon at all times. But there are, like I said, you keep your head on a swivel. Like, you never just assume that somebody is cool. And there are like inmate workers there that walk around. And for the most part, I know all of them because it's always the same people. So it's like, I'll talk to them, stuff like that. But like, I always have my head. Like, I don't put shit past nobody. when people walk past me, or like I can tell that somebody's like walking behind me, I always like am in my head like kind of looking over, like trying to make sure I know where everybody at, I know what everybody doing. Because you never know. Somebody might have had a bad day. And yeah, they've been cool this whole time. But now they had a bad day and they finna tweak out on your ass, twin. I always just watch what's going on. But like, scared? No. There has been instances of like certain people who like scare me. But like, they scare me through a glass door. So it's not like I'm like really like afraid. Like, you can't get your hands on me. You're not gonna do anything to me. It's just like, okay, hang up on you, not in the mood. Somebody asked me, have any of the inmates ever tried to get you to help them escape? Fuck no. I don't even think I give that. Like, don't ask me shit. Honestly, a lot of them have kind of, and you gotta go in there with a certain type of personality and a certain type of like, I'm not here to play with y'all, because they will try to get over on you and they will try to like, kind of use you, especially if they see that you're a new face. They know you probably don't know what's going on, so they're gonna ask you to do and ask you for all kind of shit that they know they're not supposed to have or do, and they just think you're gonna fall for the okie doke. Nobody ever asked me, like, they know I don't play that shit, so no, nobody's ever asked me that. I hope don't nobody ever ask me that, because now I gotta tell on you and now you're in trouble, because I'm not losing my job for nobody. Okay, do I see people that I know? Yes I have. And if you ever come to my job, if you ever get arrested and you come to my job and you see me, just act like you ain't see me, because I'm going to act like I didn't see you. Like, I might talk to you I'm just because it's my job. Like, I might have to. Or if I, like, dead ass know you. Like, I saw a girl that I, like, know for real. And I was like, she said, hey. I was like, girl, what you doing in here? Like, you don't say something like that, or like a hey, like, I'll talk to you. But, like, you don't got to worry about me, like, oh, y'all, guess who in jail? Or I just seen such and such get arrested. Like, no, Bookie. Never been my MO. Even when I worked at a hospital and I would see people I know, like, I'm not in a business of telling y'all business. I love my pay. I love my job. I'm not risking none of that for none of y'all. So, yes, I have seen quite a few people that I know. Actually, it's kind of crazy. I have seen quite a couple people that I know. For me to only have been working there for almost not even 4 months, I see quite a couple people. Someone asked, what does my day typically look like? It really depends on the shift I work. But I'm gonna just tell y'all for nights, because that's the shift that I got hired for and shit. So when I get there at night, I am an RN, so I start at 8:30. Usually I get there, I get report, I get like a list of like the people that are on detox, either came in for alcohol or like medication withdrawal, stuff like that, or drug withdrawal. They give me a report. They kind of tell me like, oh, so this is happening. If there's anybody like in a restraint chair or anybody that needs like a hydration check, like they basically just tell you like all the important stuff that you may have to do. Or like, hey, I sent somebody to the hospital. They probably gonna be coming back soon. XYZ. Anything that happened through the day, they kind of just tell you. Then we count. We have to count like all of the controlled substances, like the obviously like high drugs that we give, any like Norco or Tramadol or what's the other one, Lacosamide. We also give a lot of Librium, which is for alcohol withdrawal. So those are all controlled substances. We got to count, make sure everything's there, kind of like at a nursing home. And then that person usually leaves, and throughout the night from like 8 o'clock to like 2 o'clock, you're just like doing busy work. Like you're answering people's sick call slips, which that's like what the inmates write when they say like, oh, I got a rash, I need help, blah blah blah. You're taking like the intake paperwork when people get brought into the jail. If there's any emergency backups, they'll call you. You got to go see them. If anybody comes into the jail and like they like super drunk, or maybe they got in a fight before they got arrested and they got like an open cut or something, they'll call you to come assess them to say like, can we accept them into the jail, or do they got to go to the hospital? Like stuff like that. And then around like 2 o'clock, I do a detox round, which is like going around seeing everybody that's detoxing from anything, taking care of them, and then chill for a little bit. And then at 4 o'clock, we do diabetics. And then right after you do diabetics, you go into med pass, the morning med pass. And yeah, but before that, I just like prep the pills, the pre-pop ones I can do. And all while you're doing all that stuff, you still have to listen to your walkie-talkie, because if they call a medical backup, you have to stop what you're doing and go see, which is really freaking annoying. if there's only one nurse there at night, which a lot of the times it is, and it stops you from doing a lot of stuff. But for the most part, my nights be cool. Somewhere in there, I'm snacking, I'm reading a book, I'm listening to music, I'm just chilling. And then after I finish my med pass in the morning, around like 7, I come back, I chart like my refusals, I chart anything that I need to finish up. And then, yeah, the day shift girl come in, we do report, I go home, I go to sleep. Somebody asked any crazy stories. I don't have any like crazy stories. Except for this one time, somebody in there knew me. I walked into the pod and it really pissed me off because we know each other off like Instagram. Like, we really not cool. You know who I am, but like it was very unnecessary because at work I go by my last name. I don't go by my first name. Obviously for like obvious reasons, because I never wanted somebody to figure out both my names and then be able to like look me up and shit like that. So I was going by my last name. I walk in the pod, somebody's just screaming, Katie, Katie, Katie. I'm ignoring the fuck. Like, they're coming from over here. I didn't even move my head. Like, I'm acting like I don't even see the person. Because why the fuck would you do that? Like, why would you do that? That just really blew me. Like, that's probably the most annoying thing that ever happened. And then, like, other crazy stuff was just, like I said, like that boy that was, like, slamming his head on the wall. But that's, like, about it. I've heard of other crazy things, but all the crazy shit seems to happen when I'm not there. And that's how I like it. What's the wildest thing an inmate has done so far? Somebody asked me one time how much for some of my... I don't even need to explain why the fuck that's wild. Someone asked if I work at a male or a female facility. It's both. There's men and women. Someone asked, can they know what jail I work at? But she also said, I know that's invasive. No, because yeah, I'm not telling y'all. Like, if you know me and you want to ask me, I'll tell you. But like heavy on the if you know me. But no, I'm not just going to tell y'all where I work at on YouTube. No, sir. Someone asked, what are my daily duties as a corrections nurse? Kind of like what I just said. For the most part, med pass, diabetic checks, detox rounds, and just like assessing. You also can be the mat nurse. I don't usually do mat. We have somebody who does that, and that's like the people that are on like methadone or bupe, stuff like that. But yeah, just like treating and passing meds for the most part and assessing people when they first come in. And then we do a lot of like paperwork too, just because there is nobody who does it for us. So we have to print all our own stuff, scan all our own stuff, enter in all our own, like, yeah, we kind of do our own shit. Someone asked, how many patients do you typically see in a day? A lot. Like, a lot. I think there is 500 people, somewhere, a little over 500 people in that jail. And I will probably see about half of those people every day. Basically like how the shift works. Like if I work first shift, I'll see a certain group of people. And then if I work night shift, then I'll see a certain group of people. So it's kind of like half and half, if that makes sense. I can't really say too much without saying too much. So depending on the day and the shift I work, but 9 times out of 10, I'm seeing like half of those people, and even plus the incoming people that are coming like into intake. My last and final question is, which area of nursing was my favorite? So let me give y'all a little rundown, because your girl done been around the town. I started in med surg. That was a respiratory internal med surg floor. Quit that, went to dermatology. Quit that, went to travel nursing, which again was just like med surg. And none of the floors I worked on had a like deeper specification like the first one. Like they were all just internal med surg. Traveled for that for a year. Quit that, went to home health. Quit that, now I'm in corrections. So we done been 5 different places, y'all. I'm gonna say my favorite, if we just going off, if we going off of pay, my favorite would be travel. But not really, because the travel nursing experience was like so fucking annoying. Like it was literally like the worst patients, the worst assignments, the worst hours, like the worst hospitals. but the pay was real good. When it comes to like pay and workload, I would honestly say what I'm doing right now, because I felt like home health was an extreme amount of work for no money. Med-surg staff was pretty much the same, an extreme amount of work for not enough money. Travel was good money, but a horrible amount of work as well, and just a really, really bad condition of the work. So when it gets to this, and it's like good money, it's not as much as travel, but it's very good money. And then you put in the fact that I love my coworkers, the job is not that taxing. And I'm PRN, I pick my own hours, I pretty much do what I want. Hell yeah. I'm gonna go with corrections. Yeah, hell yeah. Hopefully in the future, aesthetics and stuff like that can take corrections spot. But for right now, yeah, corrections is kind of up there a little bit, you know? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you sent in a question, thank you so much. I really appreciate when I ask y'all to ask me stuff and y'all actually do. So thank you so much. Like I said, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, add me on TikTok. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.